Hello! In this section, we are going to look at our first non-trivial Go application, start examining the parts of a Go program, and learn about the various types of primitive variables in Go and how to declare them. For our first video in section 2, we are going to enter in a new program, one that will provide a completely functional web server in less than 20 lines of code. We will then run our new program and then walk through the program's code. As I mentioned in the introductory section, Go includes a modern standard library that solves problems that developers have today. Part of that modern standard library is a high-quality HTTP server. You can use this built-in server in production. In fact, the Caddy web server is built using it. It supports HTTP2 and TLS SSL. You just need to assemble the parts to build a server that meets your needs. So, let's take a look at the code you need to get your own simple web server up and running. We've already seen a Hello World program that prints its message to the console. Let's create a Hello web server. It will listen on a single endpoint called /hello, expect a query parameter called name, and will return back a message hello and your name. You can find your code for our web server in GitHub at https:/github.com/packedpublishing/learngo in 3 hours. Once you've entered in the URL and you've gone to GitHub, click on S2, click on V1, and then click on webserver.go. Copy the code that you see on screen, and then go to Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, we're going to create a new project. We choose Open. We will click on Go, Source, github.com, your user ID, and then create a new folder called web_hello. Hit Create, then choose Open. Once the new project is created, create a new file called webhello.go, and then paste in the code that you copied from GitHub. There's lots of stuff in this file, and some of it might not make sense yet. That's okay, we're still learning, and with a few more lessons, all of the parts will be clear. Save the file and open an internal terminal window using Ctrl-Shift-Backtick, or using the integrated Command-Shift-P and typing in terminal, create new integrated terminal. Either works fine. In the terminal, type in go build. When it's done, type in /webhello. Congratulations, you just built your first Go application. Depending on your security settings, your computer might ask you to allow incoming connections. Click the button to allow it to do so. Now, in your web browser, enter in http://localhost 8080/hello ? Name = Bob. And you'll get back the message, hello Bob. You can even enter in an emoji character. And you'll get it back. Once you're sure that your web server is working, switch back to Visual Studio Code. Let's take a look at a few things in the code. On the first 3 lines, we have comments. These are line-style comments. Line-style comments start with 2 slashes and continue until the end of the line. Next, we have a package declaration. The first non-comment or blank line in any Go program file must be a package declaration. Every Go file belongs to a package, and packages are what Go uses to organize code and import code from third parties. Every file in a directory belongs to the same package. And in every Go program, there is a special package called main. Your Go program starts from this package. We will talk a great deal more about packages later. Lines 6 through 9 import packages from the standard library that we need in the current file. Before you use any code from another package, you must import it. And when we talk about packages in section 4, we will also talk about imports. For now, just accept this code as a way to access the 2 important packages in the standard library, the formatting package, which is pronounced FUMPT, and the HTTP client and server package. On lines 11 through 13, you see a multi-line comment. A multi-line comment starts with a /* and continues until a // is found. One thing to note, you cannot nest multi-line comments. If you have a /* inside of a multi-line comment, it is ignored and the first */ that is found will be the end of the comment block. On line 14, we see the start of the main function. Go has top-level functions, and a function is declared by using the keyword func followed by the name of the function. The body of the function is contained between an opening brace and a closing brace. Now, all Go programs start from a function called main in the main package. This main function takes in no parameters and returns no values. We'll talk more about functions in section 3 and see how to declare input and output parameters. The body of the main function contains our web server's configuration. In order to register our endpoint, we call the handlefunc function on line 15. This function expects 2 parameters. The first is the endpoint for our service, which is /hello. This is a string, quotes, /hello, end quote, which is something we'll talk about in more detail very soon. We also pass a function into our handlefunc function that provides the business logic for our HTTP service. As a quick preview of Section 3, let me tell you that functions in Go are very powerful. You can declare functions inside of functions, assign functions to variables, even pass functions to functions, and return functions from functions. Finally, on line 19, we call the listen and serve function in the HTTP package to tell the built-in HTTP server to start listening for requests. We pass in a string with :8080 to tell it to listen for requests on port 8080. We also pass in nil for that second parameter. Nil in Go is similar to null in many other programming languages. In this case, passing in nil tells the listen and serve function that we want to use the default HTTP handler that's built into the HTTP package. We'll talk more about places where we can use nil in future sections. And that's it. We've walked through our sample program and seen how to create a new program by defining a main package and a main function.